I have an intro,
Okay.
but it's really TMI.
Well, you could tell it and then we can delete it.
Okay, it's not as TMI as it could be, but it's...
Caitlin, when you tell me that something's going to be really TMI,
Here's the thing.
I'm really worried about that because your standards are different.
exactly.
Okay, so in my opinion, it's not as TMI as usual for me.
Okay.
So then it's
Let me just tell
going to be upsetting.
Let me just tell my story, and if it's terrible, we can just do another one.
It's okay.
I've been holding this in literally for a week.
Is this a poop story?
Sort of.
Okay.
Poop adjacent.
It's poop adjacent. So, on Monday, on the Labor Day weekend, Chantel and I came to visit Noelle.
Thanks for dating this intro.
You're welcome.
You dated all the last couple intros because last one was the 30 to 50 feral hogs.
Yeah,
All of our intros just
They'd have to be dated.
Dates.
So we went to Noelle's because we wanted to get sushi on the weekday. I was really sick and I almost didn't have the sushi, but I did eat the sushi and it was the only thing that made me feel good all day. And then we came back to Noelle's house and we laid in Noelle's giant marriage bed and we watched just like a really bad movie. And then we went home and then I went to the bathroom afterwards.
Oh, I don't want to know.
And then, I was wiping myself as you do. Mm-hmm. And then as I finished, there was like this long hair.
Oh, that makes sense.
This long devil's hair that was in my fucking ass crack. Noelle's hair. Right in there.
Let's not blame this entirely on Noelle. You also do have a roommate with very long hair named Chantel.
It was not Chantel's hair.
Also,
it was light brown. It was Noelle. She is guilty.
You're right. That's not really much of a TMI.
That's not really. I mean, it's not. Maybe.
I mean, okay.
Not for me.
Think about my standards of what I
Caitlin.
Right, but
what
my
I could have done.
My concern is just that we're going to do this intro and it's going to be someone's fetish.
It was according to my plan. I've been planting my long hairs wherever I can.
I know, because every day I go home and they're like woven between my toesies.
I know. I've been waiting for this day.
This is just how it is when you have long hair.
It's bad.
That's
real bad.
I wake up sometimes and I've got hair in my mouth that's not attached to my head and it's come from my blankets.
You're right.
That's how it is when you have hair that is a long, majestic mane. If Noelle and I combined our hair, we would be unstoppable.
It's so true.
I could live in there.
You could.
I find hairs in my butt crack like 40 to 50 times a day.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I find hairs in my butt crack too, but they're the hairs that are supposed to be there that grew there naturally.
The Lord's hairs.
God's hairs.
Well,
not the hair of a long serpent.
You know this intro?
Huh.
I don't like this one.
Hey, you know what I didn't like? Finding Noelle's long hair in my ass.
I'm going to put myself on record as well. Also didn't like it. It's going to be a 2 out of 4.
I mean,
dislike.
listen.
Hannah?
As a conversation between us,
Hannah?
I enjoyed it.
Hannah?
How much?
I mean, like a
scale
normal...
of 1 to sexy, how much?
a normal amount.
Uber star rating. How many? 1 to 5 stars?
Okay, but I give everyone 5 stars because first of all, customer service is a hard job. I just want them to be happy.
Hannah?
You know what? Let's set the scene. You get into your Uber. Caitlin's up there.
Yeah.
They begin telling you a story about a hair in their ass crack.
5 stars.
5 stars. Loved the story.
Honestly, the only way,
30% tip.
The only way I would give an Uber driver low stars is if they said something really racist or sexist or actively hitting on me. That's the only way I would give you less than 5 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Or if you shot me with a gun.
So, yeah. Which is basically the same as finding a hair in your ass crack.
You know what? It's basically the same as hearing the story.
It really is. Hey, you guys. I think we've made a new intro out of talking about the old intro. So let's play D&D.
Yay!
off on a wild tangent.
sure
I'm
did.
still Kat. I'm still your dungeon master.
Hello, I'm still Noelle. I remain Fran in all ways.
Hello, I'm not Caitlin, and I was never Corbin.
Oh, no.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I've never given an Uber driver less than 5 stars. And I play Slake.
And neither has Slake. Honestly, I feel like Slake has found a way to never give an Uber driver less than 10 stars.
Honestly, yeah.
Now I'm jealous.
Like, Slake gives 5 stars and then puts, like, 5-star stickers and is like, these are
Here's
for
your
you.
next
God
5
damn it,
stars.
Slake outdoing me again.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, it's because Slake is fictional and has the ability to carry stickers everywhere.
That
Exactly.
bastard.
But
I don't
to
have
be
the ability
fair,
to carry stickers everywhere.
Me
not
neither.
me.
last time on Dames and Dragons.
Bong bong.
Bum, bum.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Aldin took you guys out into the woods after a few hours of hard hiking in which, you know, Aldin would like pull back a branch and then let it hit you guys in the face and, you know, just being a rude dude. You guys
bitch.
encountered a big spider web and 3 elves who were trapped in it, one of which was dead. Unfortunately, you didn't get there in time to save him. There was no way for you to. He was going to be dead no matter what you did.
Thank you, Kat.
Thanks, Kat. Thank you. You've really made us feel a lot better.
His blood is on your hands.
Kat, you are responsible.
I am responsible for his death, and I accept that. I'm responsible for all the deaths in this podcast.
True.
And so you fought some gorillas, and you were like, "Oh, I'm going to try and free these elves from the spider web." Then there was some phase spider in that spider web. That wasn't great. I loved it. So let's see. The elves told you about how things are very, very bad in Ilfra. They are almost out of supplies. They've been besieged for months. They don't know that anybody's coming to save them because they don't even know if any of their messengers have gotten out.
And we sent them in the direction of the boar.
Yes, you sent them off to Varahara, so hopefully Varahara will help them get to the larger army. And that's where we are now. All right, so you guys awake the next morning. It is cold. There is frost on the ground and on the leaves of the trees.
Corbin licks some of it off the grass.
Mary, like, opens her eyes, sees Corbin doing this, closes her eyes again, and rolls over.
Fran is like sitting up inside her bedroll with it like over her head, and she's like, lick the ground more, Corbin.
Corbin does.
Yeah.
It's hydrating. I don't know what you want from me. Thirsty when I wake up.
I pick up some leaves and I lick them.
Aldin, he had been gone from your camp when you woke up, and he walks into the clearing and plunks down a vessel full of water. Says, it's from the stream. It's clean.
Are you suffering from high-quality podcasts? You see, quality podcasts stimulate parts of your brain, leading to an irksome condition called thinking. But suffer no more, my friend. Introducing Discount Storytime's blend of fictional nonsense and rancid gibberish to provide soothing relief. Try Discount Storytime today. Available on most podcast catchers and at discountstorytime.com.
Consult your healthcare provider before listening to Discount Storytime. Not intended to treat unicyclitis, pickleball liver, or jittering expectations.
Wow, thank you, Aldin.
Corbin does not trust that it's clean. He
I
thinks it's
elbow
poison.
Corbin, and I'm like, that was so nice of you.
Do I have detect poison on here?
What a kind gesture of reconcilement.
Kat, can I cast, not cast, but I want to do a investigation check on the water to make sure it's not poison.
Yeah, go for it.
So 21?
It is as poisoned as any crow tea you have ever made.
What the fuck does that mean? That could mean anything.
Well, I trust it now, so I stick my head in there.
Yeah, it tastes like your crow tea.
Okay.
Mostly into the fact that it is water from a stream. It's
With
got
dirt.
some, like, dirt and debris in it, but it's fine. It's
I feel like
clean.
that's still cleaner than your croquet.
Rude.
It hasn't been boiled, so it's not like a boiled dirt taste. It's a nice fresh dirt taste.
Yeah, okay.
I slurp some up.
Yeah.
I say, watch this. And then I, like, make the leaves do a little twirly dance because they're covered in ice. I water bend them around.
Yeah.
Oh, Mary claps. Mary loves it.
I also clap.
Corbin slurps some water and it dribbles down his face.
I add your weird dribbles into the beautiful swirls.
Nice.
Alden has a neutral face of displeasure.
I know that face anymore.
Yeah.
Says once you've had something to drink, we should get going. We'll eat on the road.
Okay.
Fine.
Sounds good.
We're heading towards the nest, right?
We can head that way in a bit, but I'm taking you up the ridge. There's a good view of Torva's encampment just not too far from here. I
Like
scouted it out while you were all sleeping.
Like of Band Lake or?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Good idea.
I guess.
What a military genius.
Don't push it, Fran.
I'm trying to make an ally right now, Corbin.
Okay.
I'm trying to scout for information.
I'm gonna be 50 feet up the trail that way whenever you guys are done arguing.
I run.
Corbin also runs. He tries to beat Fran.
Mary
He
stays
does
behind
beat Fran.
rolling up your bedrolls.
Oh, no. I go back. I'm going
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, me too. I like bolt forward and then go, ha! Oh no! Run back and grab my bedroll and I'm like shoving it
Corbin-
into the bag of holding as I'm running.
Corbin gets like way farther and then has to run back twice as much.
All right, so you guys get all packed up, and so Aldin leads you up a winding path which brings you to the top of a cliff overlooking the Ilfra Valley. It is then that you see the true scope of what you're facing. Laid out before you is a huge, dark lake which dominates the valley. Below the choppy waters, you see huge bands of ice which glitter in the morning sunlight. At the center of the lake, there is a pillar of ice, and mist rolls off of it as the sun warms its ever-frozen surface. On one side of the lake, you see the city of Ilfra. It is unlike any city you have ever seen. The city wall is not made of brick and mortar, but instead is one continuous ring of petrified wood, the remains of an ancient, enormous tree, long dead, but leaving behind its bark to protect the city which resides within. You can see over the tops of the wall the remains of towers which have been toppled and roofs that have been blackened. There are outlines of fireballs which have struck the wall and fell away without damaging it. On the other side of the lake, there are tens of thousands of troops. Their black armor glints in the bright sun and makes them look like ants, poring over what must have once been a fertile farmland. They have taken over the little town on the far side of the lake, and you see them coming and going from buildings that once housed a cheerful little way station for travelers heading to Ilfra. There are still pennant banners hanging from the town gates, and signs for a festival that would never happen. If you guys want to roll some perception checks, you can learn some more.
Yeah.
Figure out what you can see.
21.
Okay.
7.
14.
Okay. Fran, you just feel overwhelmed. Like you're just looking at this going, oh, fuck.
Yeah, oh shit.
Yep. Just a big oh shit. You're kind of too overwhelmed to really take in like any actual numbers or where anything is. It's just like the Kill Bill sirens are going off.
Yeah.
It's just like cutting back and forth between the campment and you and like your panic face. But Corbin, you are able to surmount your panic. You see kind of a more general view, but Slake, your mind is sharp.
What do my elf eyes see?
Your orc eyes. The military mind that Namavi shaped in those dark caves kicks into drive. All of your training is led up to this.
Yes, this moment of looking at a thing.
Well, you know, you have like a brief flashback to sitting on the cave floor with Namavi as she like lays out for you a military battlefield and is like teaching you tactics in the dim firelight at the very end of the night. Like this was your bedtime story. It was her being like, what would you do if you saw 10,000 troops in this valley and there's a dam over here? And then you're looking out over this and you go, all those bedtime stories are paying off.
Yay.
So you are able to get a pretty good count of the troop. There's about 30,000. You see that there are, in total, 24 apparatus of destruction on the field. 12 of them are located on boats which float out in Band Lake. These boats they're not exactly like the big pirate ships. They're probably 20-foot long ships. They are all keeping a pretty good distance from that pillar of ice at the center of the lake, but you can see that they've set up platforms around that center pillar. Like they're doing something there, but they're not staying very close to it for long periods of time. There are 12 more apparatus of destruction scattered around the field. These ones are all mobile. They're on big spidery legs, like the ones that Fran and Corbin saw on the battle on the mountain. There is a field hospital and supply cache in the ruins of the town. You can see them bringing supplies through the once cheerful streets. You see soldiers wheeling wagons of supplies and bringing in litters with wounded soldiers on them. And at the center of camp, you see a big centralized tent where lots of runners are coming and going. And there are 4 apparatus clustered around this big command tent. And that is the lay of the battlefield.
Damn, okay. Well, I guess I'll definitely run all that info by the others.
Mm-hmm.
This sounds like a job for Pass Without Trace.
Aldin he's standing a little bit further away. He's waiting for you to process the information he's just given you.
Fran is doing so, crouched down with her head between her knees.
Corbin has no, visible reactions to anything. He's just,
Slake,
Taking notes.
Darius has hopped out of your pocket, and he's, helping out taking notes.
Hell yeah.
Like the grasshopper in Mulan, where he's like a little typewriter.
Incredible.
Yep. He's got just ink in his little feetsies and typing out words.
Corbin sniffs the air and catches a whiff of Darius's scent, and his eyes lock onto the bug.
You have a sickness. So I'm going to definitely ask Aldin. So, Aldin, your dad, told us that Bruva was down there, but do you think it'd be possible for him to work with us? Do you know much about him?
Aldin peers down at the lake, and he shrugs. He says, well, I don't know. If the Lord of the Forest thinks that it's a good idea, it might not be a bad one, but what I know about it is that that god's down there for a reason. And that reason is he did destroy the world. The last time that happened.
What? Any particular reason why?
Alden scratches his head. Well, I know Torva was involved, and I think that's why Varahara's got the idea in his head that Bruva might want to help kill Torva. As I remember it, Torva got Bruva to coat the tusks of one of Varahara's children in poison that kills gods. When he set the boar loose to go kill his sister's lover, it killed his sister instead.
Why was he trying to kill his sister's lover?
So that he could marry his sister.
Oh!
Man.
Maybe we shouldn't let him out of the lake.
You gotta love gods.
Well, if I remember the story right, he then wept for 400 days and drowned the world in a great rainstorm. But that's how that wall got to be the way it is, and he points out towards the city. It used to be a big tree, but when the forest was flooded, the inside rotted out. The only thing left is the petrified wood that's now the city wall of Ilfra.
So, we let this guy out. He kills Torva. Then we have to kill this fucking guy.
Fran tips over from a crouched position onto her side, so she's now laying in a fetal position.
Fran's an egg!
Mary says you should put her on your staff, Corbin.
Oh my god, I try to pick Fran up.
I thought it only floated objects.
Shut up, Slake!
Corbin, please make a strength check.
Okay. Speaking of eggs, you know that little egg guy that's always like, no, don't bother me.
Yeah,
you know?
Gudetama?
Yeah.
Caitlin's
That's
first.
what Fran is like as Corbin tries to pick her up. Yeah.
That's a 10.
Oh no, Corbin, you are able to get your arms under Fran. You're lifting with your back, not your legs.
Oh.
And you do hurt your back. Please don't.
Ah!
Lift with your legs, Corbin.
It's too late! Corbin falls down on the ground next to Fran and also becomes an egg.
I turn toward Mary. And I say, Mary, what do you think about Bruva? I mean, do you think that sounds like the kind of person we could, or God, I guess, we could reason with?
Mary's got like this very intent look on her face. And now that you're sort of looking at her, you realize that her egg comment was, you guys have trouble like sensing inflection from Mary sometimes. Mm-hmm. She was just sort of absently signing, but she's got this like intent look on her face and she's staring down at that pillar of ice. And she signs, whatever's under there now, it's not human anymore.
It's a god, Mary.
She shakes her head and she crouches down at the edge of the cliff and is just peering towards that lake. And she signs, I can hear him, I think. And it's just... She shakes her head and gets up and backs away from the cliff. And she signs, I think Torva's trying to get him out. I don't know if it'd be better if we got him out or if Torva did, but I don't know that he wants to leave that lake. I don't know that we want him to.
That's a good point.
He has... It's words that used to be words but have been said so many times they're not... It doesn't sound like language anymore. It's... She sighs and throws up her hands and shakes her head and signs, gods.
You said it, Mary.
Man, you really... Fran struggles to her feet.
And Aldin crosses his arms and he says, well, if Varahara suggested it, he must have had a good reason to. It's not like him to just throw out suggestions without any thought. Well, no, it is, but he must know something else that we don't.
Maybe we could go down and talk to Bruva. You're like, ice fish him.
I don't know. It sounds like he might be kind of uncontrollable. Letting that guy out, it sounds like it would just be like a big explosion of energy. Like
that's why we gotta go down and talk to him. See what he says.
Mary grabs your hand, Corbin, and she, like, to get your attention and signs, Corbin, you could scry him.
Oh, shit! Mary! Oh, crazy Mary, back at it again. I forgot I could do that. All right.
That's awesome.
I'll do that then. So Corbin's gonna go to sleep and scry some gods.
Okay. You're gonna try and reveal the truth about this situation.
I'm gonna find the truth. I'm gonna dig that nugget right out.
Okay. All right. Will please roll a wisdom check and tell me what you want to try and see. And I will tell you what you end up seeing.
What I see. I want to see Bruva as he is right now, I guess.
Okay.
And what his state is like.
Okay.
It's over 20 by like a lot.
Nice. So you're going to get a bunch of information. Corbin, your dream bubbles up slowly into your consciousness. And you are in the bottom of a lake. And it's dark and it's cold and there are bands of ice going out in 4 directions. And you look around and there's nothing. There's no one. There's no fish in this lake. There are no plants. It's just like an abyss of cold water. And then the whole lake pulses and shakes. And you see at the center there is a man. But it's not a man anymore. It still has the shape of one, but instead it is something made of sound, of energy, and it is writhing and screaming in its chains. And you look up and you see the point of ice that extends into the lake, which is pointed at the heart of this thing, of this god. And then you are pulled out, up through that spike of ice. And you are standing on the top of it. And you see everyone's favorite dude. It's Phelan. And he's standing and he's looking off into the distance. And at his feet, there is a woman. She has long hair that is made of water, like Fran's. And she is dressed in long robes, and you recognize her face. It takes you a minute, but you recognize her face from the statues in Danmar. This is Rove, the Rain, and she is chained in cold dwarven iron. And Phelan is looking off into the distance, and he says, "Did you make any progress?" And Rove just glares at him. And he sighs, and he grabs the chains around her wrist and pulls her to her feet. He says, "All right, let's go." And he takes her to a boat, and they get on the boat. And the vision ends.
Back at it again, folks. Thank you again so much for sticking with us during our nasty and unscheduled hiatus. Sorry this episode's a little shorter than usual, but I don't know. Natural breaking points are what they are, and we're easing back into things, I guess. I will, however, let you know that the episode that we just recently recorded is probably the most hog-wild recording session we've ever had. So look forward to that one in a couple of months when we catch up to the buffer. Ha ha ha! Anyway, I want to thank our beautiful patrons since last episode. Thank you so much to Tom, Jay, Anna, and Julia. And also to our gorgeous iTunes reviewers, Beast Mode 1234 and Catmints. Thank you guys so much. Actually, also, hey, we reached 600 US ratings on iTunes, y'all. Hell yeah. That seemed quick, but I guess I was sick most of the time. So my judgment of time, that's not accurate. But you guys are the best. iTunes reviews or / Apple Podcast reviews, they literally help us so much. And I mean, other reviews also help us, but a lot of those sites get their metadata from iTunes, so keep them coming. Thank you so much. And now to tell you a little bit about our sponsors, here's Kat and Rudy.
Deep Magic from Cobalt Press for 5th edition, that's now on Kickstarter. Time Magic, Rune Magic, Illumination, more than 575 new and compiled spells by the best in the biz, including Wizards of the Coast staffers and A-list freelancers. In the supplement, you will find new schools of magic, sorceress origins, warlock patrons, feats, spells, magic items, and, you guessed it, more. It's already funded and it is blasting through its stretch goals, so go on over to cobaltpress.com and check out the Kickstarter for Deep Magic. Beep, 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 beep. This just in. I'm here with your friend and mine, Rudy Basso, the eminent Lord Ruler of DSPN. And I'm here today with Mr. Rudy Basso to talk about everyone's favorite D&D Beyond.
Yes. It is everyone's favorite D&D Beyond. The D&D Beyond is our most favorite D&D Beyond.
I don't love any other D&D Beyonds. All other ones are just pale imitations of D&D Beyond.
Agreed. They're like the James Introcaso compared to the Rudy Basso of D&D Beyonds.
Rudy, James doesn't listen to these ads. We can say anything we want.
Yes. Kat, what is D&D Beyond for those who don't know, which is certainly not me?
So D&D Beyond, it is a website on the wonderful world of the internet. It is the official tool set and game companion for Dungeons & Dragons, the game that we play on Dames & Dragons.
Sort of.
Allegedly. You can use D&D Beyond to build characters, track campaigns, run adventures, and just look things up on the fly. It is amazing.
I know, I agree. And I wanted to share one of my favorite aspects of D&D Beyond.
Rudy, please, I would love it if you would share one of your favorite aspects.
I'm a man of the current times. I don't care for these things called books. I'm a PDF man. Give me them PDFs or digital versions of books. So when I want to buy a new Dungeons & Dragons product, I'm heading to D&D Beyond because I don't care about books. Sorry. I'm past.
Hey, save the trees.
Save the trees. And one of the things that I love about D&D Beyond is that if I purchase something and I start a campaign and play it with my players, I can share my books with them. So unlike books, we can be reading simultaneously in D&D Beyond. We can have 4-5 people reading the same product, the same digital copy, and it's amazing. So basically, one person needs to purchase it, and then you can share it with all of your party members, all of your friends. Really, really convenient and really, really cool.
Well, Rudy, that sounds amazing. That sounds like the coolest thing ever. Basically the coolest thing since sliced bread, I would say. And if I wanted to participate in this amazingness of D&D Beyond, where would I go? What would I do? How would I live my life with D&D Beyond?
You just have to go to dndbeyond.com.
That's it? Just go to D&D Beyond?
That's it. dndbeyond.com. Get started today.
Get started today and make your D&D play experience better.
Incredible. And last of all, a message to Chantel. Chantel, the code word is superhuman foods. The sleeper agent is active. Go.
So when Corbin wakes up, he scrambles to the edge and he tries to look to see if he can see Phelan on a little boat out there.
Let's make a perception check.
Okay. Oh, I did good. It was 24.
You see the boat that is out by the spike of ice, and you see little figures on the deck, and you can surmise from your knowledge that this must be Phelan's boat. And Corbin, you have yet to say anything to explain what's happening.
What kind of animals are around, Kat?
Forest?
Little bird?
Bird, yeah.
Little bird around. I'm going to find a little bird.
Uh-huh.
And I want to cast Animal Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say, I see you down there. And then I want to send it to Phelan.
Okay. All right. So you watch your animal messenger go down, which you have to say it to the animal, right?
Yeah, then the animal says it in my voice.
Yeah, so we fucking see you sit up out of a dead sleep, talk to a bird, say, I see you down there, and the bird flies off.
Yeah. That is what your friends have witnessed.
Yeah, good, okay.
What you witness as you're staring over the edge of this cliff is you watch that bird fly down there, and it gets in range. You assume maybe it said something, and then a dagger has gone through that bird, and it falls into the water.
Oh,
Phelan!
fuck.
What just happened?
Okay. So I turn around,
Corbin, what is going on?
What just happened?
What did you see?
put my hands on my hips, then take them off because I feel uncomfortable, and I cross my arms. And I say, okay, so here's the deal, guys. Bruva's down there. He's like a fucking giant thunderclap. And he's not, he's like a god, but being kept alive by a force of just something. And I think if he comes out, he's gonna just thunderclap everybody.
Oh.
And Phelan's over there, that fucking bastard.
Phelan?
He just killed my bird.
What?
And
How does he look? Did he say anything?
well,
Mary
Fran?
reach out a hand and slaps Fran's arm.
Yeah, he looked right at me and he said, how's Fran doing? Is she okay? How's she look? Did she say anything?
Tell him I hate him.
Too late. Anyways, also Rove is down there and she's in chains. So, and he's...
Rove?
Yeah. Rove. She looks like you, by the way.
Oh.
Yes, it's kind of weird. And she's in chains and he's trying to get her to do something to Bruva. And then he left on a boat and then he killed my fucking bird. Anyway, somebody hold me back because I'm about to jump down there and fight that asshole.
Fran holds you back.
I like just move and your grasp is nothing.
Yeah.
Torva has control of Rove too.
I don't think he has control over her, but he has her like prisoner. She seemed pissed at Phelan specifically, which who isn't?
So they must want to use Rove to get Bruva out.
I should mention too, Bruva also is in chains and he was like freaking out. I don't know. The situation seemed to me like I got a bad feeling that no matter what people do, he's gonna get out like eventually.
Without interference, how could he get out if he's been down there that long?
Bro, he seems fucked up down there.
If Rove was free to continually keep him hostage, it might be different than him just in whatever binds she made before. Because it was Rove that put him down there, right?
Rove and her sister, Laliana.
Rove and Laliana. And Laliana is
The waves.
the waves.
Mary shakes her head and then crosses her arms and then uncrosses them to sign because she can't strike a surly teen pose. She signs, I don't like this. And I don't like that we were told to try freeing him. And she looks over at Aldin, who is just looking out over the cliff. Then he looks back at her as he sees that she's looking at him and goes, oh, I'm sorry, I stopped paying attention. You guys started talking about things I don't know about.
I want to push him over the cliff. I'm going to push him over the cliff right now.
I hold you back.
I also hold you back.
I struggle weakly.
I let go.
I get out of Fran's grip, but
I'm not letting
they
go.
still got me.
Are we ready to go? You've still got a nest to take care of.
Yeah, I think no matter what, that still needs to be our next move.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll help us figure things out.
Yeah, let's go just fucking kill some babies.
Honestly, that's like what I'm feeling like right now.
Yeah, me too. I like just really want to fuck up some infants.
Yeah.
Slake makes a weird face, but they're bracing themselves.
Aldin makes direct eye contact with you, Slake, and then shakes his head very slowly and starts walking into the woods.
Corbin smacks Fran's arm a bunch and says, Fran, do you think we can make some omelets?
I think they might be giant eggs.
Yeah, we make giant omelets.
Mary signs, if we do make omelets, do you think they'd be safe to eat?
I'll eat anything, Mary.
That's definitely true.
Slake, you hear a little whisper in your ear from Darius, who's, crawling back under your armor. Can't eat me.
Oh my god.
That's right, little buddy. And I give him a little pat.
All right, so you all set off into the woods again, and Aldin takes you back down the ridge into the dark tangle of branches and undergrowth.
And I cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
That's a great
How long does that last?
idea.
Is that concentration? Or?
last 8 hours.
Okay,
Oh, that's a long time.
You good. As you guys get further down the ridge and back onto semi-flat ground, it's still hilly and, not easy hiking, but you notice that Aldin is now stopping periodically to just look at the forest floor. Sometimes he'll bend down to get a better look at something in the undergrowth. And he predictably does not explain this to you at all. He just keeps, holding up a hand to be like, shut up for a minute, and, listening.
What are you looking for, Aldin?
Shh.
What are you looking for, Aldin?
Oh, my God.
What are you looking for, Aldin?
Shut up! Oh, my lord of the forest. The Kenku are patrolling the area. We haven't been able to get close because any of our troops of boars have been spotted immediately.
Oh, I can fix that.
I'm looking for tracks just to make sure they're not around.
I cast Pass Without Trace on everybody.
Nice.
Nice. Aldin looks a little bit suspicious about it for a minute, and then after he's sussed out what the magic is, he sort of gives you a begrudging nod, Corbin.
Yeah, that's right, Aldin. I can be sneaky.
I hate the way you said that.
I'm being quiet. It's what you wanted.
Mary steps in between, just breaks the eye contact like you do with two aggressive dogs.
I say to Aldin, don't worry, he just always sounds kind of like that.
I don't know how you put up with it. Let's go. Please make a stealth check. I know it's gonna be fine. I know. But one of you might critically fail, and, those are the times that give me life.
Okay. I got a 24.
Oh, I don't like the way Cat laughed. Somebody crit failed. I got 22.
I only got a 6, which isn't a critical fail. I would like to
No,
point out.
that is a 16. Aldin got a 24 with Pass Without a Trace. Mary got a 12. So, as you guys are walking, Corbin, sneaky. Fran, sneaky. Aldin, sneaky. It's like you get like you stumble on a root and like you're about to like fall and like Corbin and Fran both like catch you and like grab all the plates of your armor to keep them from clanking. And as you're like Mary in the back of the line is not paying attention. And then she runs into you, and the both of you go tumbling over. No. Plates go clanking and clacking. And Mary, she just has this look on her face of, oh no, I have fucked up.
Are you all right, Mary?
Mary's eyes are focused in the trees.
I want to cast invisibility on Mary.
You need to cast it on Slake too because it was Slake's armor.
Oh, yep. I'll cast it on both of you.
So you cast it on the both of them as Mary's eyes have focused somewhere in the trees as a hawk has taken roost there. And Aldin he sort of grabs both Corbin and Fran and just sort of tackles you two into the underbrush.
Right, so we all
very
we sink down.
stealthily. Yeah. And Corbin, just so you're aware, when Aldin tackles you guys into the underbrush, he does land on top of you and he does have a hand over your mouth. It is.
I stare directly at him.
Fran, you have been cast to the side.
I'm like laying on the ground, but I like look over and I'm like, oh.
I do not break eye contact, and there is burning flames in my eye. It's very heated.
There's a heated moment happening in the bushes.
Heated moment.
Meanwhile, Slake, you and Mary are invisible but exposed.
I lick his hand also.
You always do that.
You do that in real life too.
Yeah,
Master.
well.
Why are people covering your mouth so much? Think
Why
about
do you
it.
They love to be licked. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody.
Yep, you're right about that.
When you're right, you're right.
Aldin does not look like he enjoyed that, but he is also...
Then why'd he put his hand on your
Yeah, why do you put his hand on your
Because
mouth?
he loves to be lit.
So, Slake and Mary, you are exposed in the center of this path, but remaining still like baby rabbits. And above you, you see a hawk land on the branch, and then another one. And then there's like a dozen hawks all sitting on the trees around here, looking around, and you see them just swooping low through the trees, and minute passes. And then another.
I keep licking Aldin's hand, just FYI.
Stop it! I'm like mouthing like, what's up,
I give Fran a thumbs up.
like, we're having fun.
Aldin just has like pure burning rage on his face.
Does he take his hand off?
Yeah, does he
No,
take his
because
hand
he does not trust Corbin.
And he's right.
off? I wouldn't speak.
When he's right, he's right.
What an erotically charged
He
scene.
really just likes to be licked.
Just there.
All right, after what seems like just way too long for Aldin, who's having his hand licked, and is but mere moments for Corbin, who is doing the licking. Eventually, Mary like squeezes your hand, Slake, and Slake, you see the hawks they take off from the trees and they fly back in the direction that you had been walking. And then Mary, she presses a thumb to your forearm in a silent and invisible thumbs up, Slake.
I don't register that it is a thumbs up, but I do whisper to Mary, do you think we can move now?
She continues to press her thumb against your arm.
Okay, I'm going to interpret that as yes.
All right, I pop up out of the underbrush.
I see you pop up, but you don't see me.
And I'm like, where you guys at?
We're over here.
Is Aldin gonna get off me?
He sits up and he slaps you across the face, Corbin, and he gets all the way up and he walks away.
What
with
happened?
his wet hand.
What the? Did he slap me with his wet hand?
Yes, he slaps you with his wet hand.
Corbin laughs. Corbin's having a great time.
What just happened?
What? Oh, nothing. We had a moment. We really, I think, came to an understanding.
No, we didn't.
Turns out this guy loves to be licked.
Oh, I don't. And Aldin is just walking away into the woods.
I run after Aldin.
I run after Slake.
I run after Fran.
Mary is presumably also following.
Fran will release the invisibility on Mary, but not on Slake.
Cool.
We'll just let Slake be invisible for the
the
next
rest of it.
minute. But it's a problem for Mary. So.
I gently tap Aldin's shoulder and I go, "Hey, Aldin, it's
Aldin
me."
jumps like a foot in the air.
I'm sorry. Aldin, it's me, Slake. I'm not a ghost. Just wanted to check in on you and make sure everything's all right.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, if there's anything you want to talk about,
Nope.
okay, well, I'm here. I mean, I know you can't see that I'm here, but, I guess just, like, say something and I'll come over.
Okay.
Okay.
That last one wasn't a word.
Well, good talk.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna give you some space now. You won't be able to tell, but just so you know, that's what I'm doing.
There's Aldin, like, he comes to just a brief halt. He's a bit ahead of the rest of you, so he's able to do this without holding up the line. And you see him just, like, take a minute, look off in the direction towards the camp of the boars. He makes a prayer sign, and then he keeps walking. And so you continue to make your way carefully through this forest until you reach an overhang where Aldin signs to the rest of you to get down low. It's like you can or not, you're invisible.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You can just stand there normally if you want.
I'm gonna.
Okay. There's a 10-foot drop into a basin which has been pounded into the earth, that crushing and killing all trees and vegetation in its inception. The basin is about 100 feet across, maybe a bit more. Directly below you, there are many sharp stakes which have been driven into the ground, promising a painful death for anyone or anything foolish enough to charge over the cliff edge. These stakes line the interior wall of the pit all the way around. On the far side, there is a gate, which has been reinforced with sharp metal spikes on the outside to prevent it from being rammed by the boars. Around the perimeter, you see 6 Kenku patrolling, and another dozen are within the pit. They are busy tending egg sacs, 6 to 10 feet in height. The outside of these sacs are a firm, semi-opaque membrane in many different mottled colors. Inside the membrane, disgusting assemblages of parts press and shift, showing the outlines of hands, claws, beaks, and more. 2 Kenku carefully move one of the eggs onto a cart, pausing each time the thing inside shifts. A third grips the handles of the cart, waiting until the egg is secure, before pulling out the front gate and into the forest. The gate is then securely latched with a heavy iron bar. All of this is secondary to the massive hawk at the center of the nest. He is preening, shedding downy feathers the size of bed sheets as he does so. Chained to his talon is Ava, who is perched on a post as far away from Hugin as her chain will allow. And you hear a rumbling voice. Ava, will you not come closer and preen with me? No. And Hugin cranes his long neck around to look at the little bird with one giant eye. You know I keep you here for your protection, to keep you from the wretched influence of the defilers who stole our sister away. Ava doesn't answer him, just gives a tiny melodic sigh. Torva was wrong to bring down the island without making sure every last one of those wretched mortals were crushed along with it. I am just doing what I must to keep my siblings safe. And Ava chirps, and she puts her head under her wing. Hugin then sighs. He gets up and drags her off of her post. "We depart," he announces to the encampment. All of the Kenku scramble to get to their feet and bow deeply as he takes off, creating a wind that knocks some of the Kenku who stand closer to him off of their feet. Some lift out their wings, trying to catch the updraft, but are unable to do more than hop a few feet into the air before they glide back down to the ground. And Hugin and Ava take off to the south. Good job separating player and character knowledge. Hannah, I'm going to give you a point of inspiration.
Whoa!
I haven't done that. I have not done that in
Cat.
literally years.
Where's
A
my
what, cat?
cat? Where's my point of inspiration?
I'm trying to do better about giving them out.
Cat, can we have stackable points of inspiration?
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
established that as a rule on day
I
one.
think you did, but
and then I
And then never gave us enough points of inspiration to stack them.
I never gave you points of inspiration because I forgot they existed as a mechanic.
I love that. I love that. I
Yes.
don't think Fran has ever gotten one.
I don't know.
No, because I literally immediately forgot it was a mechanic
feel
for
like
2
Corbin
years.
got
Corbin
one.
had one once.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I think maybe Leica had one, maybe?
Yeah, I think
But
Fran
Fran has never gotten a point of inspiration.
Fran's done tons of cool shit.
Fran's never been inspired.
Fran should have gotten a point of inspiration for destroying those bones.
Yeah, that was awesome.
No, that was
No.
definitely not.